Welcome to the penultimate episode of our Dusty Survival series here in Erlengrat. This month we grab absolutely everything we own, ready to sell and make some big money. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to what is likely to be the very last month for Dusty and I here in the city of Erlengrat. We are selling up and we are moving on. So the plan is going to be slightly different from usual. We've got a lot of stuff to gather up and some stuff to make plans for. But the first thing we're going to do is head up to the animals and make a plan up there. As you can see, there's an awful lot of eggs just spread around, and I think we need to get those over to the main warehouse, and the same applies to all the wool over here. Plenty coming out. Now the question is, if we get this into the spinnery, we're not going to be able to convert it into thread and over to Dusty's threads in time to make clothes. So there's a production chain which we don't really want to fill for the next person. So there's a lot of crop, there's a lot of stock, but we are just going to be selling off as is at the moment. Just having a look at the sheep, they look really happy, plenty of food. Yes, these guys are certainly very happy. So what I'm going to do is meet up with Dusty down in the main city centre, and we are going to make a plan, and then we're going to execute that plan as efficiently as possible. We've got 28 days to get everything packed up and sold. Well, this is it then, Dusty. This is where everything ceases to be, as it were. We've got an awful lot of work to do. I think this is going to be busier than ever.
Yeah, I think you're right there, YouTube guy. But this is the plan, and I think we're making the right decision here. You got a way you want to go about things?
Kind of, yeah. So we've got all the crops out that need to come out, I believe, so that's all good. I think what we do is we just gather everything we can up here. If we're going to sell everything, then we need to get it in one location anyway, so the whole lot can be appraised. Crops, obviously, we know what the market price is. We're not going to get optimum price for any of these crops if we need to sell things this month, sadly, but that's just the way it is. So I think we do that, we get everything organised, and then we kind of jig the plan as we go along. There's going to be things that come up that we haven't planned. I know the animals, for instance, are going to be a bit of a nightmare. We need to decide whether we're keeping those, selling them, you know, any of that stuff.
Well, that seems smart to me, YouTube guy. All I'd say is I think we should pick a couple of vehicles to bring along. We don't want to start empty-handed. Besides, I'd assume you wanted to keep the Landini if nothing else.
Do you know what, Dusty? I'm not entirely sure about that. I felt that way too. But also part of me is feeling fresh start from scratch. Anyway, let's get everything up here and get things organised, and we'll go from there.
Righty. You do the hauling and I'll do logistics.
First things first then, I'm just going to pick up the trailer, and I think we're just going to be moving a whole bunch of pallets around. Right, that's me hitched up there. So I think the first thing I do is just going to go around every operation and collect up every pallet of stuff we've got. Now there's going to be some left at the end, but what we'll do is when we go and sell, we'll pick up those final items and then we'll know we're done. Okay, that's all of the tomatoes, all of the lettuce, all of the beer, and I think pretty much all the honey into the warehouse for now. I know we're going to be getting all this out again later, but for now it just keeps things organised, otherwise we are going to be literally falling over ourselves up here. Right, I think I'm just going to take the truck and I'm going to head down and pick up any other pallets kicking around at the other operations.
Well, I think first things first, I better get all the potato equipment out of here. We ain't gonna need any of that this month. I think this is one of the last things we bought. It'll be the first thing we sell.
looks like Dusty's already starting to get all the equipment out. Brilliant. It's a real shame, but at the same time it kind of feels quite nice to be able to see everything you own all out in one place. Makes you suddenly realise quite how much you've actually accumulated over the years. Okay, so yeah, let's go back in here and get ourselves our furniture first off. Beautiful. There we go, one pallet of clothes. I said furniture, I'm getting confused. Furniture is the next stop. Lovely sunny day here in Erlengrat in August. Let's let this pedestrian over the road. We're in no rush today. Oh, no. Obviously realised she'd forgotten something. Carry on. Okay, so now we are picking up the furniture. One flat pack there. And let me just hop down and see if there are any around the side. To be honest, we pretty much cleared up most of this not that long ago, so we are just picking up the dribs and drabs. However, there's going to be an awful lot left in the warehouse when we start to get all that out, so we are going to need to use the big articulated truck for that job. Picked up one pallet of wooden planks on the way through, and I think that's pretty much it coming out of the mill now, because we are so low on wood. That's the whole reason why we planted all those extra trees over by the potato operation. Sadly, I don't think they are going to be grown anywhere near in time for us to do anything about them. It was an idea, and hopefully it'll be something that whoever takes on our farm next can, well, bring to fruition. So yeah, that's it for now. Let's get this bread on. Well, that's not too bad. 4 pallets of bread there, give or take. Let's strap that over there and get that one on. Yeah, that's safe enough in my mind. Okay, right, let's go and get this lot into the warehouse, and then I think I'm going to head over to the potatoes just to see if there's any fries, although I'm fairly sure that's finished for the season.
Well, that's all the big red equipment done there. Feels kind of nice to see the whole team laid out like that. Right, I got a few other bits and pieces to bring over. Then I'm gonna catch up with the YouTube guy, see what the overall plan is for getting rid of this stuff.
As I suspected, yeah, there's nothing coming out of the oil press operation at the moment. And I suspect there's going to be nothing coming out of the potatoes either. That's done. Always worth checking though, just in case. Aha! One lone pallet. Bless it. All there on its own. So yeah, there you go. All the fries you would ever need in the world. Can't leave that behind. So what have we got here still? We've got the tanker, we've got the stone picker, the auger. I think that's it out here for equipment. I wonder how this field's doing. I mean, if we're close, if we're really close, then no, it's not quite ready yet. Yeah, I just think we're going to miss some big harvest here, but obviously this will sell for the price of the crop in the ground at the time at which the crop will be sold, if that makes sense. It's hard to explain, but we will make money on this even though we're not going to get the crop out the ground. So, okay, let's carry on. Let's get this back into the warehouse then. I picked up a couple of extra pallets on the way, got some tomatoes and another pallet of lettuce there. So I'll chuck these in the warehouse and then I'm going to catch up with Dusty. It looks like he's almost finished. Okay, Dusty, that was a pretty efficient morning. I must admit, I've got all of the pallets for every production chain that we have, apart from the mill. I've not been down there yet. And everything is now in the warehouse. So when we come to sell, we can just unload the entire lot and just do one massive bulk sell. We can grab the articulated lorry and just take it over and just get whatever we can for it at the time.
Well, nice work there. I've been pretty busy myself. As you can see behind me, everything we got pretty much is there, but that is only the stuff we had here. So I'm gonna have to grab the tractor and have a head round. I know we got bits of equipment down by the mill, and we got stuff up by the homestead.
Yeah, we've also got the auger and the stone picker just over by the potatoes.
Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. So you want me to carry on grabbing up everything and bring it here?
I reckon so, Dusty. It's a job, it's got to be done. The only way we're going to get everything appraised and get a cost across everything is to do it all in one spot.
Oh, I forgot to say, YouTube guy. We got all those silage bales down in our meadow. I finished that job end of last month. Didn't have time to pick them up. One of us is gonna have to head down there with the trailer and grab them up, especially if we're gonna sell them as well.
Yeah, which we are going to do, Dusty. So, okay, I'll just include that as part of the overall plan. Right, okay, so you carry on gathering the equipment and I'll crack on doing all the other bits and bobs. Well, that's the trailer hitched back up again. Yeah, she's all on. I have to say, just looking at the barn there, seeing it all empty, it does make it very real. Makes it, oh, I don't know, you know what it's like when you've had something that you've used. It's like when you move house and all of a sudden at the end of that last day everything's empty. It just feels a little bit sad, I suppose. But actually I'm really excited for the next adventure. We did really well here, but we started with nothing. A chainsaw and a truck. That was all it was, and look what we ended up with. I think if we can take away a huge amount of profit from this place, and I'm thinking, I don't know, anything between 8 and 10 million would be fantastic, then wherever we move to next, we are going to be set up. And I think next time we are going to have some big, big, big targets. Should get everything on to the back here with this. Don't think there's an excess of pallets. Yeah, I think we'll be alright. So I think I'm going to swing around and do this way around. There we go. Right, let's get everything loaded. Not a bad haul, and actually pretty much capacity of the rear trailer here. That's more than I expected. I kind of miscounted earlier. Let's get that last strap over there. Okay, bit precarious on the back, but that'll be fine. So I just now need to get the eggs on, and very, very carefully. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a very tidy job indeed. All loaded on by hand, not in any way breaking the illusion. So we are done. We need to head all this back down to the warehouse that, I think, is all the production we're going to get out of these two sets of animals. Lovely jubbly.
Just get this bad boy hitched up here. Pretty sure the Landini's got enough grunt to put her up the hill. What else we got down here? Couple of pieces over the road there. And I'll bet we got some stuff over at the mill as well. Let me get this back up to the warehouse, but I'll have to run back down here. Then I think I'll grab the trailer, grab all those bales of silage.
Got a couple of bits here. What have we got? We got the header, which is definitely done with, and we've got the trailer. And I think actually we'll leave the trailer. We want to fill that up with anything that's in the silo, because that could be sold as well. So still a fair amount to get on with. This logistics is an absolute mind-boggling nightmare. Right. That, I think, is all the deliveries done, apart from any of the production chains which, you know, chuck out stuff in the meantime. And I think if I have a real good glance over there, you may not be able to see it, but there's a couple of pallets there coming out of the brewery, so we'll deal with that later. Dusty's going to come back and get the trailer here, because there's a whole bunch of bales. So, we're almost there. I mean, this is all the equipment we've got here. Dusty's just dropped off the big cultivator this side. I mean, that is a behemoth. Real massive piece of equipment. Yeah, and we've got the... yeah, we need to go get the twin screw, don't we, and the other header. Okay, that's something to think about. I might hop in and get a lift with Dusty in a minute in the Landini. How much you got left to do there, Dusty?
There's a couple of bits and pieces down by the mill, but I can pick those up later if you want to lift up to the homestead.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. If I jump in with you, then you can grab up all the stuff from the meadow, all of the lawn mowing stuff. We can grab the trailer from here, so the bales can go on. Then I can grab the Massey, and then we're in a tractor each. We've also got to bring back the trailer and fill it up with any stuff from the silo. And we've also got the twin screw and the other header, which is up there as well. So there's a couple more bits to do.
Well then, computer guy, you best jump on board.
Okay, we're down at the meadow. The Massey's all rigged up, ready to go. The mower is there and the other one's there and the weight is there. Now, there is some straw over at the homestead. So what I'm going to do is pick that up, bale it, and yeah, then we can get that over and sold at some point this month as well. Might as well do that while I've got everything hitched up. Just going to take the cross-country route here. Oh, the amount of times in the very, very early days, Dusty and I would jump in his truck filled with a couple of logs cut by hand just to try and sell something at the wood sawmill in the centre of town. And man, we have really moved on since then. I am going to miss this place. I am super excited about the next adventure. But yeah, this place has it's become so familiar. I know exactly where we are, know the roads, know the people, know the surroundings. Yeah, we'll miss it, but you know what? You've got to move on. And we never did anything with this space, did we? Never mind. There'll be plenty more challenges to come down the road. Right, let's get this straw picked up and baled. Well, that's one field done, 2 bales. Let's get on with this one. I won't miss having to go up such steep inclines, I must admit. The field over there to the right, as you know, is so steep. This will be the last field we ever do here. This was the first field we ever cut. And fittingly, it's the last one we're ever going to deal with. Happy days, happy memories. Oh, there we go. We are done. I've got almost a full bale in the back. That's a bit annoying. Nothing I can do about that. But yeah, 2 bales out of this field. 2 bales, as you can see over there. Yeah, not bad at all. Right, we are done. Just before I head back to the main warehouse, just want to have a quick look at what we got in here. So we've got our tiny little cedar. My goodness, we've had that a long time. It's done a great job. What have we got in here? A couple of lamps, the sprayer, and the small plough. Tiny little plough. So yeah, a couple of bits and pieces here. Unfortunately, we no longer have the trailer, the Flegel trailer that we had for so long for transporting small bits of equipment. Yes, I was always in the market to get a bigger one, but hey ho. But yeah, this place is really starting to look empty now. And in all honesty, it's looked fairly quiet up here for a long time because we moved down into the city centre. Okay, let's get a move on.
Well, that's everything. It's all on board. I'm gonna go drop this off now at the warehouse. That's the last time we're ever gonna mow this field. I hope she pays us well. You think back to that first reciprocating mow we had. My God, life was tough back then.
We are very, very nearly there. It's been a long old day. We've got a few bits and pieces just to bring up. The twin screw needs to come back still, and we've got the bits from the homestead that I mentioned earlier. But I think we're going to call that a day. And then next time, we're going to get the guys in from the appraisal company. They do with all this stuff, massive movement and selling and buying of land and agricultural equipment, and they are going to give us a cost for all of this stuff. There's a lot here. It's unbelievable what you accrue over time. Yeah, and then that'll be it. Soon we'll be out of the shadow of these glorious mountains and somewhere new. Well, I hope to see you next time. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.